Even if something is so difficult to find, with enough effort, you'll be able to find what you're looking for. Please make sure that you're subscribed to this channel with the notification bell on so you never miss out on an upload. With that, let's get into the video. In a small village in India lives a 5-year-old boy named Saroo with his brother Goodo and his mother. Goodo cleans train coaches at the train station and his mother works at a local factory. Because Saroo's too little to work, Goodo puts him to bed first before he and his mother head for the night shift. Their lives weren't easy, but they were able to get by. One night, Saroo was too energetic and his brother was unable to put him to sleep. Because he was running late to his job, he brought Saroo along, even though his mother would not like the idea. But what was he supposed to do? Arriving at the station, Goodo ran up to his boss and left his younger brother on one of the station's benches. Saroo tried to wait for his brother to finish cleaning up the trains, but he was just too bored. He wandered around the area and came across a cool-looking train. Despite his brother telling him not to touch the trains, he hopped on and had a look inside. The little boy started to get sleepy, and he fell asleep on the train. Goodo had just finished his last train when he noticed his brother was not on the bench he left him at. He tried looking around everywhere, but the train Saroo was on was far gone. The elder brother, instead of reporting the issue to his mom, chose to search alone along the railroad because he was bound to be there somewhere, right? But he wasn't. He was very far away now. Saroo woke up to the sight of fields and villages passing by. When he felt sleepy, he'd just go back to sleep. He was alone, but he wasn't crying or anything. The train finally stopped, and he decided to get off. Looking for his brother, he scurried to the bench he was sitting on, but it wasn't around anymore. And why was it so noisy? He was no longer in the old village. He realized that and he started to feel hungry. The boy hadn't eaten in days. A few days passed and Saroo managed to figure out how to survive in Calcutta, one of India's busiest cities. The boy knew where to find food for himself, which was rare. He slept wherever he wanted, and he knew how to escape from people that wanted to put homeless kids in vans. One time, he couldn't find food for days, so he came across a restaurant and asked for food from a young man on the other side of the window. The man went out to him and asked him where his family was and why they weren't with him. Saroo couldn't answer. He wasn't taught how to speak well yet. Since he didn't know how to talk, he didn't know the name of the village he was from. The young man decided to bring Saroo to an orphanage, even if the kid had resisted. It was the safest place for him rather than to see on the streets. The institution took him in and tried many times to find his parents, but was unsuccessful. Because of that, he became one of the orphans in the building. A few months later, a rich Australian couple saw Saroo's photos online and decided to adopt him. He was brought over to a different country and given a new life. He wore new clothes, ate good food, and felt the love from his foster parents. But even when he was now in college, 25 years later, Saroo still thought of home. The little bits of memories were still there, and he wondered how his family was doing now. He had a map of India in his room as a memento of his old life. Staring at it for a while, he had an idea. Google Earth was already a thing here, and he decided to open it up and look at every single station in India. Yes, every single station in the country out of thousands. Days and weeks passed where he would spend multiple hours in a day trying to see the images if there was something that he'd remember. Some places that kind of looked like what he remembered were listed on a notebook he had. However, one day, one specific train station really caught his attention. The bridge on the horizon, the river underneath it, and the factory behind it were so familiar. It looked like one of his memories. And to top it all off, he saw the bench where he was supposed to be sitting on while his brother was cleaning the train coaches. The name of the village was Ganesh Tili. Saroo wasted no time to book a flight to India and a trip going straight to Ganeshthali. He was finally there. The scent of the place was so nostalgic. It's like it was just yesterday. He was surprised to remember the path going home. And as he was walking, he started to doubt himself. Was his mom going to remember him? Was his mom even still alive? While Saroo was having these questions in his head, an elderly woman quickly ran up to him and embraced him in her arms. It was his mother. She knew her son even after all these years. She said that the day he was lost, she also lost Goodo, who slipped and fell under a running train while looking for his lost brother. Saroo felt so sad, but seeing his mother cry for the son's return made him find peace. The people said that his mom was an unlucky woman, but right now she's the luckiest woman in the world. Wasn't that story great? If you like these kinds of great stories, subscribe and ring the notification bell so you'll know when there's a new inspiring story waiting for you. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.